right, we're here with Stratford Tiger head coach Jason Tubbs. Coach, another season has begun. We are week 2 now in practice. Just get us caught up on what you and the guys did last week, and then how things are coming along here as we get ready for the 2019 season.
Oh, absolutely. We acclimated our players like the WIA wants us to. Helmet, and helmet shoulder pads until we went to finally get to go full pads on Monday. But it's kind of, now that we're on full pads, and it's kind of like Christmas, Christmas in August, so to speak. Kids are excited. We're excited. Coaches are fun to see, and we're healthy, which is always good, important. Going into week 1 and scrimmage this week on Friday. So, Stratford football is having fun right now.
You mentioned week 1. We'll get to that here in just a minute. I want to touch a little bit on last year and where we left off. We last saw you down at Camp Randall, and what a fantastic way to finish the season. I know it's maybe not exactly what you were looking for when you got down there, but there's only a couple teams that get to go down to Camp Randall. So you had that accomplishment. Just reflect on the memories from the 2018 football season.
Oh, I mean, what a great group of seniors that graduated and moving on to college, watching them become men now. And, Kate Erickey going to play football at Stevens Point. Dylan Shaner is down on lacrosse, and, Oakley Wrench and all those guys, Derek Martin, fun group of guys, and they gave their heart and soul into it and, came up short. But, you look back 5-10 years from now, and what an accomplishment to get down there and take second in the whole state, which is really hard to do. If it was easy, everybody would get, those type of balls.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk a lot about Spencer Columbus. I promise this is the Stratford Tiger football preview, but it just so happens, what a great rivalry. The kids all know each other. The two towns separated by about 10 miles to the west. You started your season last year over at Spencer Columbus. You earned your trip to state against Spencer Columbus, and now we get to start week 1 here against Spencer Columbus. Let's just talk about that game last year, one of the coldest games I've ever been a part of, and I got to sit in a press box, and you were down there on the field. Just talk about that game, how the weather impacted anything, and just the memories of that game, how you were able to persevere in those type of conditions.
Yeah, hats off to our kids to kind of put weather aside. We always tell them you can't change the weather, so there's no sense being upset about it. Just deal with it, and working through adversity. And I think some of our kids really kind of took it on their own, saying, hey, we can run the football in any weather, it doesn't matter. And that's kind of what we did. And we gave the ball to, Kate Erickey, and obviously he gone on and carried us that game with his 300-plus yards. And, and you tell what type of runner he was, because he did really well in the All-Star game too, so yeah, that game was, as a head coach, to make it down to state. I did it as an assistant coach, but whether the snow, wind, rain, or sleet, it doesn't matter. Stratford football is going to try to persevere and get through it. Glad to see that Logan Schernitz graduated, though. He was a man among boys, and from what I hear, he's doing really well down in Northern Illinois. So I'm sure they got a whole new team as well that they're dealing with and getting ready for their scrimmage and ready to go at home finally, get them at our place. And, of course, now that they're going to be added to our conference following next year, too. So the rivalry might be shifting from us and Edgar to us and Spencer Columbus.
Yeah, certainly could be. One thing that probably won't happen on August 23rd is sleet and 0-degree wind chill. Going to have a lot more comfortable weather as far as that's concerned. It is our Zaleski Sports game of the week, so we're certainly looking forward to that. What do you know about, when I will shift into this year, tell us what you know about your team as you stand here right now.
Well, I got 21 seniors coming out. That's the highest number I've had, and a good, strong senior class. And you're talking Ben Barton, who's going to the Badgers, and Easton Kilty, who's got an offer from North Dakota, and Dawson Moan and Jacob Michelson, 2 kids that put a lot of time in the weight room, and if they wanted to play college football, they could. They're kind of choosing not to, which is fine. And not to mention Vaughn Bright, and we get Teddy Redmond back on the team, and we got Max Schwabe returning, and Chandler Schmidt's going to play a big role for us, and Chase Flink, who had a great year last year, and Trevor Denny and Devin Denny and Justin Shaner. I mean, the names go on, and we are very deep at a lot of good positions. And our junior class, you're going to see guys like Bo Gross and people, who's this kid, and running the ball, and Kai Noah. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. He's a Hawaiian that has moved into the district 2-3 years ago. So we're excited. We're excited to see. I got a lot of running back choices. It's not going to be just one guy. It's going to be a variety of guys getting the ball. And I kind of brought my running backs and I showed them the one football and the 10 guys around me, and I'm like, we all can't have the ball at the same time. So when you take your opportunities, Matt Handricks, another kid that's coming back again from last year that played a lot last year. And so it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It probably will take us a couple of weeks to figure out, which guy we want to give the ball more to. But we've got some playmakers and an offensive line to kind of hang your hat on and say, here we go.
A lot of people have come up to me in the off season, and for whatever reason they choose me, but they ask me, who's Stratford going to play in the state championship? Now, that's a question nobody can answer. For one, you got to get there on your own right to begin with. And that all starts, like I said, with that week 1 game, our Zaleski Sports game in the week on August 23rd, Spencer Columbus at Stratford. What do you know about the guys from Spencer Columbus?
I know they got to replace their quarterback and they got to replace Shernitz, but I know they got a couple of skilled kids coming back from last year's team, and so I'm sure they'll be ready to go. I mean, they know us as well as we know them, and I'm sure week 1 has not always been my strong point, and that's been one of my things this year that we've been focusing on, getting us ready for week 1. The scrimmage is kind of getting us ready for just see what we have for our own evaluation, but we're starting to concentrate on Spencer Columbus because we know it's a big win, or one way or the other seeding type of thing, and I went as far as the state tournament, that's a long ways away. We are only in August. We're a 1-0 type of week, and that's how we have to play it, play by play, game by game, and that's how we'll go with it the whole season.
One of those skill guys you're talking about over there for the Rockets, Austin Bacon, scored 3 touchdowns in that week 1 contest against you guys last year. So you'll certainly put a marker on him. Tell us about some of the other markers that you're going to put on this season. What are some of the goals? You said 1-0. I understand that, but talk maybe a little bit bigger than that. What are some of the goals for this year's football team?
Well, I know one of our players was interested to see how many points are scored in a game and things like that for goals. But one of our team goals is every year is to try to defeat our own 1986 team's defensive record. They're second in state. There's a team called the Cashton that only gave up 3 points in the whole season, and our Stratford second with 12 or 13. So one of our goals every year is to say, hey, can we have 10 shutouts in a row? And that's a team goal, because I'm not going to leave our starters in there late in the fourth quarter if you have a nice win. That means our second and third unit guys have to try to keep other teams out of the end zone, and it's tough when you're playing good teams like Spencer Columbus, like Edgar. We're going down to Columbus and Madison this year. So our schedule, and we have a team South Beloit coming up. So our guys have to be focused every play of every game.
Coach, we'll let you off the hook with this one as folks are out watching your games, watching them right there in person. If they can't make them, of course, ZaleskiSports.com is where you can go to watch the games you can't get to. What are some of those things maybe that a coach would know that others wouldn't, that this is going as I planned? These little things are happening. What are some of those little things that people will watch for and they'll know, okay, things are clicking along here like Coach wants them to?
I think if we're moving the ball offensively and getting first downs and blocking downfield to long runs, then we know our offense is running good. So you get 2nd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 9 types of plays. Those are not what we want to be in. That's not us. We want to be in short yardage on 3rd down, get a first down, continue to move the clock. Defensively, we feel we're pretty strong up the middle. So if teams are getting plays on the outside of us and they're getting significant plays and yardage on the outside, then we're not doing our job. Our guys got to step up a little bit.
All right, Coach. Thanks for spending time. Good luck this year.
Thank you.